All right, so today we're going to take a deep dive into something pretty amazing in the world of tennis. We're going to be looking at Jannik Sinner, and specifically how he's been performing since he became the world number one in men's tennis. We've got this really interesting ATP article that breaks down some of his stats, and it's pretty mind-blowing. We're talking about a winning percentage that puts him ahead of players like Federer and Djokovic when they were at the top of their game.
Yeah, it's really something special. I mean, we're looking at a 94% win rate since he took the top spot back in June. Just to put that into perspective, that means he's winning almost every single match as the best player in the world.
Yeah, it's not just good, it's absolutely insane.
Sure.
But the ATP article goes even further than that. They actually compare his record to every single player who's been ranked world number one, going all the way back to 1973.
Right, and that's 28 players in total. And he comes out on top. When you look at the other players who've managed to hit that 90% win rate, you've got Bjorn Borg at 91.9% and then Jimmy Connors at 90.1%. So to be up there with those legends is...
Well, it's a huge achievement. It really is. It makes you wonder what he's doing differently. Is it just raw talent, or is there something more to it?
Well, one thing that stands out from the numbers is that Sinner hasn't lost a single match in straight sets since before he became number one.
So that means his opponents aren't just beating him easily.
Exactly. He's making them fight for every single point. In fact, all three of his losses have gone to a deciding set.
So he's really grinding it out. It shows you how much mental strength he has and how consistent he is on the court. But was he always playing at this level even before he became number one?
You know, that's a good question. And actually, no. Before he reached the top, his win rate was 74.3%, which is still impressive, don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But it seems like becoming world number one really flipped a switch for him.
Almost like the pressure pushed him to a whole other level.
Exactly. It's pretty remarkable.
So how does his win rate compare to other players who've been world number one?
Well, if we look at some of the current players in the number one club, so to speak, you've got Djokovic with a win rate of 86.1%. Alcaraz is sitting at 78.6%.
Yeah.
And then Medvedev is at 72.7%.
So Sinner's quite a bit ahead of him.
Yeah, he's really in a league of his own. But it is important to note that Djokovic has played significantly more matches. We're talking 513 more than Sinner.
Right. So it's still early days for Sinner.
Yeah, but even so, his start has been phenomenal.
Okay, so he's been dominated for a while now, but the question is, can he keep it up?
Well, he's currently held the number one spot for 34 weeks, and his goal is to stay there for over a year, which would put him in a very elite group of players: Federer, Connors, Hewitt, and Djokovic.
That's some pretty good company.
Yeah, and right now he has a pretty comfortable lead in the rankings. He's 3,695 points ahead of Zverev, who's in second place.
So it definitely seems like he has the potential to stay on top. But tennis is such a competitive sport. It must be a constant battle to stay ahead of the game.
Oh, absolutely. The competition is fierce, and there are always new players coming up. But what's really interesting is that Sinner's winning percentage as number one is actually higher than it was before he reached the top spot.
So instead of crumbling under the pressure, he's actually thrived.
It's true. It's one of the hallmarks of a true champion, the ability to rise to the occasion when the stakes are the highest.
Absolutely. So what can we learn from Sinner's success? What's the secret sauce? Is there something that we can apply to other areas of life?
That's a great question. And unfortunately, this article doesn't really go into the specifics of his training or his mental approach.
Sure.
But I think we can glean some insights from his performance. The fact that he's consistently beating top-ranked players and that his losses always go the distance suggests that he has incredible mental fortitude, as well as strategic brilliance and adaptability on the court.
So it's not just raw talent.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. He's got the mental game to back it up.
He's thinking strategically, adapting to his opponents, and refusing to give up easily. It sounds like we're witnessing the rise of a truly exceptional athlete.
I think so. And keep in mind, he's only 23 years old. He's already achieved what many players only dream of. And he still has so much room to grow.
That's what makes his future so exciting. So for all the aspiring athletes out there, what can they take away from Sinner's journey? What lessons can they apply to their own pursuit of greatness?
Well, there's a lot to learn from his dedication, his work ethic, his constant striving for improvement, and his ability to handle pressure. But if I had to pick one key takeaway, I'd say it's the importance of mental resilience. You know, Sinner's composure under pressure, even in the most intense matches, is truly remarkable. It really underscores the idea that success, especially at the highest level, demands not just physical prowess, but also an unyielding spirit.
You're absolutely right. Talent and hard work will only get you so far.